All right. Got the video recording. I haven't done a face cam in a minute. BradTasteInMusic just recently put out a video calling for viewers to react to this album and record their reaction to it. It's called Girl with a Basket of Fruit by Xiu Xiu. I've never heard of this artist, never heard of the album. This was released in 2019. It sounds like whether or not I like it should be an exciting listening experience. So I'm very intrigued to see what's up with it. While we listen, I'm just going to be doodling in the background. Maybe the music will influence what I end up doing with artwork, but I'm not trying to put too much pressure on it. Just have something to do in the background. I'll try to give my thoughts as the music's playing, and maybe recap my thoughts at the end of each song. So I think the only way to do this is just to get started. So this is the first track, Girl with Basket of Fruit. Okay. It's very like there's like a really metallic sharp aspect to it. It's got this like spoken word feel. Oh my god, there's a lot of strange synths going on. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. This is just, I don't know if this is, I don't know if they're hitting me with a truck or if this is what I should be expecting with the album. This is maybe a nothing comment, but definitely like very avant-garde. The vocals remind me a lot of an album that Brad reviewed recently and that I listened to. I forget the name of it, but it's got The Liver King. That song was on that. It reminds me a lot of that. I have no clue what's going on with these lyrics, but I think I can get into it. You say epic frog. Okay. I'll pick it up what they're putting down for sure. But you see what I'm saying with the, I feel like I should look up the album I'm thinking of. I have it saved in my library. Harbor Century. Reminds me a lot of Harbor Century with these like strange, off-putting lyrics. Maybe a little less with the instrumental. Very, very in your face. Ooh. I'm a big fan of this little breakdown though. It's very, very dense. And what I'm drawing here, I'm getting this like, I went with this purplish color just because of the album art, but it's very, it feels like I should be drawing something edgy, so I'm making something edgy, you know? It's like screeching tires of a car. I always love these like strange synth sounds. It's like I would never see myself thinking to use these sounds if I was making a song, you know? Keeping the drawing very loose right now, very trying to capture just the energy of this, really. Wow. Okay. Before we move on to the next track, very interesting start. I can definitely see why this is one that Brad would want to see reviewed. I'm honestly struggling to find words. That's just the first song, you know? I'm excited to see if the vibe sort of continues like this, if this album is maybe more diverse than just that, but certainly an intriguing start. That's what I can say about it. So let's listen to It Comes Out as a Joke. got this really low-key dark sound at the beginning here. Very varied intonation. It's super... I feel like this is something that could be worse if they didn't sound like they were putting their whole chest into it, you know? Okay. It's a weird little vocal thing they did there. I'm wondering what if that's setting something up. I like that boom, boom, boom in the bass. Okay. Yeah, now we're picking up the pace a little bit. I like this. Very hard to pin down. Like, the rhythms are pretty regular beats and they're really driving, but they kind of switch in this really jarring way, and I think that's the effect they're going for. I feel like we need to make this darker. We've got like a digital organ now. Again, there's that driving bass and sub in the background. I love that. Some Luigi's Mansion sounding stuff going on. Okay, I need a smaller brush for this part. It's so strange, but it has me moving. Like, I'm gripped. I'm gripped for sure. It's grippy as hell. No J. Cole, you know? It feels like this little high tone there is almost making like a polyrhythm. It's really weird. Is that the track? There's a couple more seconds on it. Hold on. That covered a lot of ground. Definitely feels consistent with the vibe of the first song and seems to be setting the tone more. It's very difficult for me to come up with constructive things to say about this because I don't often listen to this kind of music, and it's just kind of hitting me as it plays. Yeah, like I was saying, I really like that dark driving bass in the background, and then they're layering on top all these really sharp pizzicato type synths. It's strange, but I'm enjoying it for sure, and it's got me moving for sure. This is Amargi Vemu.
1 and 2 and 3.
Big fan of this vocal inflection. Reminds me, I really, one of my favorite artists is Quadeka, and he's very good at doing this breaking voice kind of inflection, so I'm a big fan of that. It's like this broken flute. It almost sounds like a string instrument. Again, it's very like metallic, like the rest of the things they've been playing have. Or sorry, that's like a violin, but it I don't know. It's weird. Or a cello or something? Really like that trill, the way that bassy like vibration comes through. All these dark lyrics. I haven't been paying too much attention to the lyrics, but it's, like I said, very similar vibe to Harbor Century with these off-putting, but kind of... It's hard to see the picture, or they're painting a very abstract picture, but with very poignant language.
Don't look, sweet old friend. Don't look, little sister. Don't answer, knock, knock. Don't answer for the nothings else. Ye, oh night, oh night, oh night.
It's like a poetic reading.
It is in fact baby minutes. I will be head of stars. Let lightning strike where it will.
It's almost like he's singing some twisted lullaby with with all these sort of fantastical references, and he's talking about like a castle or princess in the night at some point. So it feels like this demented lullaby. And now that string is... Ooh, that string's getting more disjointed. It's getting... It's... I say metallic a lot, but it's feeling more metallic and like... almost like nails on a chalkboard, but it sounds great. He's doing like some... I'm picking up what they're putting down. It's definitely strange, and there's going to be people who hear this and are immediately turned off of it, but I'm keeping an open mind as I listen. Now that string has like a folky sound to it, they're going a lot of different places in each of these songs, covering a lot of ground.
Now in a dumpster or in the sand from the ceiling by accident. Never not had worry.
More of that painting a scene. I like that in a song.
A mushroom, a cuckoo is sparkling out of control.
Okay. Yeah, another strange one that's very hard to wrap my thoughts around. This definitely, it's both more that spoken word style, but there's a little more musicality to the vocals. Really like that kind of cello in the background and the way that they play with the rhythm of it over time and the effects that are on it. It really helps set like a anxious mood as it gets a little bit more distorted and becomes a little bit more brought to the forefront, and then as we get to the end there, it sort of starts trailing off and you let those falsetto-y vocals kind of come through a bit more. I definitely enjoy that. I have to say, like, so far I don't think this is anything that I'd ever find or listen to on my own, so it's very interesting. Next track, Ice Cream Truck. A weird distortion on the vocals here. More of those droning, almost like noise synths. I like that. It's like spitty, plosive inflection. They cover a lot of different styles of vocals and strange vibes on each one. It's like a distorted guitar in there now. Or like scraping metal or something. There's like a woo that I really like. More of those like satellite type synths that beep. I like that. Ooh, that discordant plucking, I love that. A lot of these synths feel like voices in the same way that the vocals are, and I like that. Keep just saying I like that. Just take that as like I've explained how I hear it, and I'm not sure how to feel about it. Bring more screaming in. I want that, because they're very good at that. I like that. Switching it up a little bit. This rain stick noise type thing. Oh. Crazy soundscape they've got going. They're always changing instruments, always changing rhythms. Even if you don't like it, it maintains interest. And I feel like that's hard to do with the like kind of drony style that they're doing. That was that song. I really like that one. It feels like they're doing a lot, the brunt of the work with the instrumentals. It's got, like I said, that very drony quality to it. So you need a lot of modulation, and like you need to switch things up bit by bit throughout the song, and I think they're doing that very well. The vocals are interesting, but I'm not super into them. I tend to not be as into that like spoken word style, but they're doing a really good job with the style that they're going for. So really enjoyed that track. It felt like a good switch up from the last 3 tracks to me, and I'm excited to see where it goes from here. So this is Pumpkin Attack on Mommy and Daddy. Is that a... Sounds like... Is that a chicken? It's like clucking. It reminds me of those little wheels that you'd spin when you were a kid and it'd play the animal sounds. It's very like computery vocal now. It's like shaking cup percussion. Ooh. Ooh, love the percussion. Love that like ya-ya in the background. It's very like, I don't think microtonal is the right word, but it's not sitting cleanly in a key or anything like that. But the rhythms are so driving and they really get you moving to it. Love this sub. I don't know if you can hear that. That's great. There's that like alien sounding synth again. I heard that in a couple of the songs. Ooh, this... I liked that little spoken word bit there. It felt in time. I don't know. I'm finding myself just feeling this one. I'm very into this track. As I'm doing this sketch here, I feel the need to give it a little bit more vibration, a little bit more energy with the color here. More of those like anxious tonal runs. I like that. Ooh. Yeah, this one really ramps up. I like that. I'm curious, I should go back and listen to this paying more attention to the lyrics, because I'm wondering if it really is like nonsense or if there's a story being created here, but I'm just kind of getting absorbed in the immediate imagery that the lyrics kind of inspire. This would go crazy in the car. Just feeling that bass, that would be incredible. Seeing them live, I don't know if they do concerts, but like that would be an experience. All right, so that was Pumpkin Attack on Mommy and Daddy. Really liked that one. I feel like as the album is going on, I'm getting more accustomed to what they're going for, and it's become quite interesting, if nothing else. Sorry, I don't have my drawing centered here. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. It's interesting, and as I'm getting used to it, it's gripping me a bit more. And like I said, I'm just moving to it. I'm feeling the rhythm. I like it. This is The Wrong Thing.
Charismatic, a trapped rabbit. Carpet beat. Rice weevil, flatworm.
This synth here has a lot of like vibration to it. It's very dark like everything else.
Grass grub, caterpillar. Head loud.
I'm really enjoying this process too, just like kind of drawing freely, not worrying about what the product's gonna look like, and letting the music influence it. This is the most musical that the vocals have been, in my opinion. Ooh. And it's still playing around with the tone, being real discordant, but it's very musical. This feels like a big shift. Oh, I absolutely love... Oh, the instrumental on this one is beautiful. Oh my god. And then there's those little hints of discordance that come through. Very interesting tonal direction. I feel like you can never... It gives you those little moments of resolution, and this one has a lot more resolution than the other songs, but it's still keeping you... It's not letting you get too comfortable with it. I like these low pass filter or high pass filter, like, sounds like a voicemail or just being on the phone with somebody.
Asparagus, avocados.
Oh, this, like, ringing bells stayed very, like, I didn't really notice them, and now they're bringing them in, getting that rise. Ooh. I love hearing that resonance with that grit in the background. They complement each other really well. More of those. They've been doing these distorted strings a lot, and I'm a big fan of that. It gives it that orchestral weight, but it feels dying. Or it feels like it's dying, or it's fading. I like it. And then when those vocals come back in, they haven't been here in a while, and so it feels very impactful. Oh, it's heartbreaking, and there's that discordance again.
And Bunny and Pete are we? Go that card.
Oops. Oh, they're building this, like, anxiety after that beautiful, beautiful composition, bringing back that unrest. I'd love to know the story behind this album, because there is a lot of emotional punch to it. I swear I'm not glazing. I recognize it's a weird album, but I'm a big fan of weird. And now it's just an outro for another 10 seconds or so. Feels like it's giving you a little bit of time to just, like, sit in the silence and think after each song. That was The Wrong Thing. Definitely my favorite so far. Incredibly emotional. It feels like, I don't know if it's necessarily a turning point in the album, because obviously I haven't heard the rest of it, but it starts as like a breath of fresh air to me, with the more musical vocals and like somber but really contained, more like key accurate instrumental, and beautiful instrumental at that. Beautiful song, and then it slowly brings back that anxiety as it gets to the end. That one was very impactful to me. I'm really excited to see what's coming up. This is Mary Turner, Mary Turner. It's like this one is talking about somebody, or it's like in the perspective of someone's story. Like that radio distortion. More of those really powerful subs. Crazy, like, pitch distortion on the vocals.
Captured at Folsom Bridge. Gasoline and motor oils smeared
I feel like the vocals and the lyrics, again, just contribute to this, like, discomfort. But it's still musical, you know? Love these subs that have that, like, trill to them. Again, that really discordant strings piece, a consistency here. It's like a squeaky door sound, but it almost sounds like a crying or laughing child. This one has a lot of, like, off-putting instrumentals. More so than some of the other songs. Or those driving percussion pieces. There's a lot of layers on these, but they all hit really distinctly. I can pick out those individual instrumentations. It's got like that distorted record sound to it.
Mary Turner, buried where they were murdered. Their cigar stuffed in a whiskey jug. Fuck your guns. Fuck your war. Fuck your truck.
Oh, that's not nice.
Fuck your flag.
Oh man, I really like. So I think that's one of the most anxious songs so far. Like that is not something that you put on while you're driving to work, or maybe it is if you hate work, you know, and you're trying to get a little mad about it before. But having all that distortion on the vocals as it gets through the song, and then at the end there you have that very like loud, it takes over the mix, those statements at the end repeating the Mary Turner stuff. I'm looking at the lyrics here, it says she was murdered. It hits, it stands out. And it's like when in Dune when they use the voice and it feels like your whole theater shakes, you know, it's got that effect to it, and I really like that. So that was Mary Turner, Mary Turner. This is Scissors, and it's got a lot of S's in there, as you can see. I'm wondering where we're at on the song list here. This is the second to last song. Okay.
I can't remember who you are.
Ooh, I like that. Big fan of this rhythm. It's crazy how it can be so, like, strange and so far from the norm with the instrumentation and the rhythm, but it drives. You're, like, into it. I am, at least. Very invested. Oh, they are not having a good time. I love that little hand drum. That's incredible. I really like that. Gives you a little breath of fresh air there. Ooh! Got that like plucking now. Brings you right back in. Oh, I'm a big fan of that. Somebody invited the bees in. It's like a hard style song now. Should have smoked before I listened to this for sure. I don't know, maybe that would have killed me. It's got like a Daiko type feel to it. Even this kind of downbeat stuff is hitting. And then those big drums coming in. I love that. They really aren't letting you sit in one spot and get too comfortable with it. They give you just enough time to really get into what they're doing and then switch it up and hit you with something completely different. I've been saying this about most of them. I really like that one. The way that like hard style bit comes in near the middle. I loved that. Yeah. I honestly think I should just hit the next song so that I can think for a second and like get my full thoughts about the album out there. Cause I'm having a really fun time with it so far. So this is Normal Love. I feel like this is the first time we've heard a piano. Or maybe we haven't. It's all just been so fucked up and distorted that I haven't recognized it. But it feels... Being the last song, it does feel very like wrapping it up, you know?
Yes, yeah, no, yes, no, why? Normal love.
It's reminding me a lot of that, I forget the name of the track that I really liked. I want to say The Wrong Thing was... I loved that little instrumental bit there. He's doing like a harmony though. It's like surrounding the soundscape, but it's providing a really good backdrop. More of that breaking inflection done really well. That piano's hitting now, that keyboard. It's getting larger and feels like it's taking up more of the soundscape. It's a bit more plucky. But it's still resonating. It's like shaking my headphones. I didn't know anything could do that. All of this has been really well EQ'd. Like I said, I'm able to pick out all those little parts and they're all doing something wildly different, you know?
I don't need it to be fair. I think I've shown you. I don't need you to be kind. Just let me pretend I'm
It's making me feel a lot, considering how abstract and hard to follow the lyrics are. I think it's just a silent outro on this one as well. Yeah, dude. I honestly don't know what to say. When I said at the beginning, like, is all of this music going to be like that? I was a little bit worried that was something I wasn't going to be able to get into. But I feel like the album does a good job. I feel like that first song, it's like you're experiencing the shock of this style. And you're not entirely sure how to process it. But the album kind of guides you into it, I think. And it gives you a couple of songs that are a little bit more... I don't want to say mainstream, but they are a little easier to get into, and they feel like a breath of fresh air. They feel, with all that's going on with these individual songs, when you have songs like The Wrong Thing and Normal Love, they hit a lot harder, in my opinion, because you have so much going on in the rest of the album. Those songs stand out, and they feel incredibly beautiful and emotional. And even on the more avant-garde stuff, there's these driving beats, these like hard instrumentals. They're always going in different places, and it's always keeping your interest. Really incredible listen. I love all of the distortion decisions that they're making. I can acknowledge that the vocals are good even if they're not necessarily what I'm into. And even still, I really enjoyed them. Yeah, really hits. Like I said, I gotta go and listen back and hear it with the lyrics up on my screen, because I don't know what's going on in these songs, but it's something that I should peer into. But yeah, that being said, pretty incredible. Not a casual listen for sure, but I think people should listen to it. If I had to rate it, like on a scale of 10, I probably give that a high 7 or like a low 8. Because like I said, it is very weird. It's very avant-garde. But it makes a lot of really interesting decisions. Like I said, the EQ is really good. The mix feels like it does its job very well. It's bringing forward what is most impactful about the piece at the given time. So yeah, I gotta say like a strong 7 or like a light 8 on that. And I ended up with, I think, a pretty cool piece of art by the end of that. I didn't do anything too out there. I just kind of stuck to color combos and such that I know, but as I was listening, I did feel that it was influencing how fast I worked on the piece, what kind of textural quality I gave it. I think I remember the moment that I switched to adding some of those green highlights in there. It was really great to get that like compressed, or that singular, like the album kind of acted as a filter for what I was doing on the page. And so I feel like it came out a little bit more cohesive, and I really liked that. So yeah, not only did I listen to a really cool album, but I ended up with an art piece that I really like. So that's all my thoughts on that. I might have to check out some of Xiu Xiu's other stuff, if not just to hear it and see what I think about it. There's definitely a couple songs on this album that I will come back to. So yeah, thank you, BradTasteInMusic, for recommending this. Hopefully this gets to you. If not, it was great to listen to the album and great to sit down and do a little bit of doodling. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.